How's it going? My name is Oisin Hughes, and this is a story about riding a motorcycle around the world. The reason I came on this trip, why did I get into motorcycles? If I go back as far as 2005, I had never ridden a motorcycle. I wasn't in the slightest bit interested in going off travelling the world or anything like that. But the only thing I probably did have was a deep-seated need for a bit of adventure. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and so was every guy my age. Well, apart from two of my mates, Steve Byrne and Brian, the one who are still waiting for it to be re-shown on Christmas TV and RTE. But I've always been a huge fan, and I've always wanted to be, Luke Skywalker going off and blowing up the Death Star. In Clondalkin, which is where I'm from originally, or in Laois, there are no Death Stars, or X-Wing fighters, or Millennium Falcons. So if you're deciding you want to go and have an adventure, you're pretty limited. A lot of people have it, they go off backpacking around the world, and that's there blowing up the Death Star. And they talk about it for the rest of their lives, and maybe when they're 45 or 50 and they have their kids at maybe 16, 17 or 18, then they go off and they have another round of international travel. And that's them, I suppose, trying to recreate it. That's there blowing up the Death Star, and that's what this trip, and these trips have been to me, is go and having your adventure. And I suppose, part of it is my mother is in a nursing home, and there's a lot of women in the ward and they can't even talk. And it's a horrible thing to be thinking about, that at maybe some point you'll end up like that. Now, I'd like to think I won't, that I'll actually die driving the bike off a cliff or something when I'm 65 or something. But anyway, it'd be great to think that if you ever find yourself incapacitated like that in your mind you'll have something to replay back. You'll be able to think back to every day you travelled, try and remember all the places that you went to on the bike, and everywhere you went and all the people you met, and just spend a day thinking about it. But it's on those days when you're on the bike and you can't, the wind is beating the head off, and you want to try and zone out. What I try and zone out doing is I think of day 1, day 2, day 3, and try and replay it in your head, and eventually then your mind you just drift away, and the time passes, and then you get to the next good place. And hey, that kind of, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, all those Bourne Identity, that sort of stuff, to have a bit of adventure in your life. And that was always there, but I guess I never had a way to express it. I don't know, how do you express it? I suppose a lot of people join the army, or they join the navy or something like that, and that's how they fill, or they empty the adventure bucket out of themselves. But one day I was just up in the Square shopping centre, and I walked into HMV, and they had this 3 DVD deal, 3 for €30 or whatever it was. And I picked 2 movies I liked, and I saw this thing, The Long Way Around, and I said, grand, I'll pick it. And I saw it had Ewan McGregor in it, who was also in Star Wars, so that was enough of a linkage for me now. You know, I remember vividly that Liverpool were playing Stoke that weekend and they just got hammered. It was lashing rain all day, and I just threw on The Long Way Around. I think it was about 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening, and you know, at about 2 a.m. the next morning I finished watching it. I just watched every episode back to back, and I was just completely and utterly hooked. And the thing that really got to me was just the, you know, the camaraderie of it. Like, it just, all it was 2 lads on motorbikes going around the world having the crack. Simple as that, just having a good time, and, you know, filming. There was a huge adventure part to it. They were testing themselves beyond stuff that they would ever have done before. And I was saying to myself, God, I wish I could do something like that, you know. Before I left, the Friday before I left, which I think was like the 10th of April or something like that, you know, myself and the mates went out for the mandatory piss up before you head away on a big trip. And that's to go out on the lash with a couple of your buddies. So I'm leaving Port Darlington now and I'm heading for Clondalk and down to the local, the Laurels. Lads, how was that chipper working out?
That was chipper.
Sorry, what about you?
Yeah, I'm enjoying a fish box as opposed to a lunch box.
You know, ended up back in D. Bourne's gaff. His bog wasn't working upstairs, so we were all pissing out the backyard and all that sort of stuff. He was kind enough to open up a shower out the back for us. Do you think you're coming down all this way and not being able to do a number one?
Well, so, you know, you could if you're really stuck.
Well, you got a number one, but not a number two.
Well, you could do a number one, and number two maybe a bit messy, wouldn't it?
It would, actually.
Yeah.
It'd be alright if it was a rope.
Like to hang on to.
Yeah.
A 1 in treble 12. Check this out for if I can treble 20. Gotcha.
Seymour, what's the story?
Di declare I actually hit the fucking guitar. I hit the guitar.
How's it going, boys? Like me, I've been just dreaming of bogs. I just would love a bog. And although I've, you know, I normally don't do a shite in the morning because there's no bog, I want to do a shite. You know, it's just one of those fucking things. You know? Hey, Bourne. Where's the breakfast?
Yeah, walk away, I was tea, coffee, cornflakes, just walk away.
And we'll hang over the gut.
What?
Hang over the gut.
Yeah.
There's the bog in D. Bourne's gaff at the moment. He's inviting all these heads back with nowhere to go or a slash or a poo. It's 7:30 in the morning. This is normal. The one on the right, I think so. Out for your early morning constitution. D. Bourne, I tell you, you have some neck hawking around the gaff like that.
Horse,
Stairway to heaven.
Maxie.
Yes.
Some man, you put once you're up, everyone is up.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Did I get everybody up, did I?
Ah, shut up.
Hey Dave, it's not bad, are you humming?
Yeah, there's this good. She's my that sounds terrible. My quality service at a premium price.
Make sure Dave Clare washes his hands when he comes back in.
Yeah.
Daggy, did you flush that bag?
All flushed.
I didn't see a toilet roll holder out there.
I tell you one thing, your ventilation's great, I tell you that. In fairness, lads, that's where we began. We're back to basics. Basics, huh? Back to basics.
One expedition ready BMW motorcycle.
This is yummy.
Are you worried about me?
Nah. You've been arrested once.
So you think I'll be okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Your concern is touching.
Huh?
I have an amazing respect for people who film or try and film a documentary. I really do. There's so much to consider, right? First of all, the camera equipment, and assuming you got all the formats and you get all the right equipment and all that sort of stuff, and just say you have everything. Okay, great. And then you say to yourself, I'm going to go here and I'm going to film it. Fantastic, brilliant. The stuff that can go wrong is amazing. So, for instance, you may find yourself in the nicest part of the world, but the weather's crap. Now, if you're on a schedule and you have to get somewhere for something, that's really bad because you may miss the opportunity to do it. So anyway, park that, just say everything's great there. Now you're on your own. You may not actually be in the humour of talking to the camera. You might just be pissed off. No, I don't want to fucking talk to him. I'm in a bad humour, I'm homesick, or I'm not well, or I'm fucking riddled with mosquito bites. And I don't want to talk to the camera. I just don't feel like it. I don't have anything to say. Which is actually a shame because there's been a lot of days where I've been in really nice places but didn't really fucking feel like talking about it. But the other point is that when you're having a really bad day and you're having a really challenging moment, like I mean a really, really stressful one where the bike is broke down or it's stuck on mud or it's stuck on sand, you really don't want to talk to anybody, and you certainly don't want to be filmed because you're not at your best. You're how I deal with really stressful situations is I tend to get angry, and the anger and adrenaline tends to help push me through them. That's how I deal with it. But that's not something that you necessarily want to see people on YouTube or whatever else looking at you behaving like a bleeding looper, you know. Well, this is it. I'm all packed up and ready to go. It is 7 o'clock in the evening. It's the eve of me heading out. I'm up at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning to head off to Siberia, and from there Alaska and on to New York. And I'm just hanging out with my niece and nephew. There's my nephew, Cormac. We call him Cormac. He likes it. Today has been mad. You know, I haven't known what to be doing, to be honest. It's been a gorgeous day. I'm all burnt and everything like that, but I don't know whether or not I should have been checking the gear on the bike or should I have been doing something else, but I ended up doing nothing all day except sitting out in the sun and kind of relaxing and chilling out. I guess things will get a bit harder from tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I hope I make it. No, I wouldn't say I was excited necessarily leaving Ireland. It was just that because I knew Dave was coming for the first 2 days and then I was going to be hooking up with Bar Dunn and Philly Fitz in Prague, I kind of knew it was just going to be more like a holiday for the first, I suppose, week. Right, this is it. It is 6:30 in the morning, April the 12th. Months of planning, all at an end. It's time to go to Siberia. Well, I made a balls of the first thing already. I just got to the ferry and I missed the boat I was supposed to go on, so I'm now taking the switch, which is just leaving 45 minutes later, but it gets started early, so happy days. Anyway, first things go wrong, many to follow.